Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the First, King Alpha, and I divine Mother Empress Menen Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africans. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in I sight, O Jah. Yes, once again, give thanks for lending ear so I can articulate Rastafari. This word sound is in relation to, I've mentioned it before in a previous video about the sound, I call it a divisive sound. So I choose right now for first, before me get tonight, I country, Jamaica, facing pending hurricane Beryl. Are we in the process of receiving hurricane Beryl, and hopefully all goes well with the island, and if anything, minimal damage to the people and property. That are first and foremost, and may the Most High Jah protect each and every one and save lives, you know. So now, back to the word sound. The word sound again, like I say, the first time you hear the sound, I with Busta Rhymes, and Busta Rhymes mentioned, say, Jamaica, the origin, a hip hop, and then come back in a recent time again. KRS One mention it, and him go a little bit further, and him involve the Puerto Rican involvement in the creation of hip hop also, and this recent ideological, when them identify themselves now, divisive ideology, that's what I call it, and them identify themselves as foundational Black Americans, you know. And out of that now, one of them, brand Nubian member, Lord Jamar. If anybody back in the 90s, we know about brand Nubians. One of my rap group them I like to call them kick the knowledge, you know? With Grand Poob and a Sadat X, the next one name. Something like that. Sadat X, I think the next member name. I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. But Lord Jamar opposed what KRS One say, and even Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes, them they attack Busta Rhymes to behind it too. And for I don't, let me just say I don't, but this foundational Black American ideology were recent, and this divisive ideology, I don't know if them recognize that it's separate, them develop a separatist ideology, and not only that, it end up isolate them in the wider struggle. And them not realize the reason why Malcolm X and all of the rest are I regulate them now to become ancestors. We fight the bloodshed from the W.E. Du Bois, the Martin Luther King. And when I say W.E. Du Bois, it's not, but I'm not a fan of W.E. Du Bois. And the reason why is because they are the ones that helped derail Marcus Garvey with the A. Philip Randolph and them. And these are the same mindset again now. We come on at the bottom of the foundational Black American. You know what I mean? And same mindset. And then it come also extend to what I mentioned already when I call it Black American superiority. And also by extension Jamaican Caribbean superiority, especially Jamaicans and Black Americans reflect the same mindset. But when I say the same mindset is that they are mainly inclined to, they are mostly inclined to identify with them master, whether them colonial England master, which is Jamaica, or the Black American, the American white master, them white master from America overall coming out of Europe. And the thing is that, like I say, they don't recognize that. Because when I observe Jamaicans and when they identify themselves as Jamaicans, them specifically strive to become white. It must be behind the Jamaican nationalities, Jamaican nationalism, Jamaican identity. You know what I mean? Now, what we make that specific, and the Black Americans them now, foundational Black American is really them striving to become them white master within blackness. And when they check them out, if you intend to be foundational Black Americans and you are not of Africa or Ankh Nation, and I preferably call it, if you are not from the Ankh Nation family, you are indigenous, original to America. That means you have disconnect yourself from the wider struggle of Africans and black people put together. Yet still, prior before this ideology, you have the Pan-Africanist ideology where W.E. Du Bois was a supporter of that ideology. Right? And all that Black Power movement, the Panthers them. These are the different mindset from this ideology, you know, because at least one of them aligned to acknowledging that they are from the mother continent, the Ankh Nation continent, popularly known as Africa. And this one now is, which is the foundation of Black Americans, them now want to identify with the landmass that is known today as the United States of America. Now, I have no problem if you're national, become nationalistic about America. Nothing is wrong with that. And nothing is wrong with being a nationalistic Jamaican either. If you identify with the landmass we call Jamaica, nothing wrong with that either. But here the problem lies now, when you are disconnecting from the mother continent. So therefore, I mentioned Malcolm X. The reason why Malcolm X is not among us right now in the land that they live in, you know, is because Malcolm X was smart enough to recognize that civil rights is a domestic issue. Human rights is an international issue. And this is what Malcolm X started to want to bring the United States of America to, the United Nations Court, Human Rights Court. And this is why they destroyed him. And then again, them use black skin again. Same FBA, Foundation of Black American Attitude or Psychology, where I and I prefer to call it the divisive psychology. And them same and destroy Malcolm X. You see it? In America, you know, the resistance idea, the resistance psychology, where I and I come and put a face upon it and identify as Rastafari. It's a spirit of resistance. They're all over the diaspora. See where I come from? All over the diaspora, but I and I preferably for identification purpose and giving us a root and a foundation, connecting us I and I back to the mother continent, the motherland, Ankh Nation, so-called Africa. It's Rastafari. And Rastafari cover all of I and I. There's no separation, there's no division. One I and I are one set of people. So even within this music vibration here now, where make a look upon it. Influence. The American music scene has always been an influence on Jamaica. Starting from if you say folk music, America folk music and Jamaica folk music, and it come back down to jazz and R&B, rhythm and blues. And that by extension influenced Jamaica, because from them time the Jamaican listen to American music. And it birthed out in a Jamaica, out of I and I self. Out in a Jamaica it birthed what we call mentor, or what, rocksteady, mentor rocksteady. And then it evolved into reggae music, dancehall. Yes, the origins is the American influence. And out of that now, the youths them from Jamaica who migrate to America, ones like Cool Herc, bring the dancehall to America. And now, I with America, because the people who identify themselves as foundation black Americans, you know, it seems like them negate and don't know them story. We have always been an interconnected people from the era of slavery, because Americans, the slave them that was untamed in America. Them bring them come to Jamaica, and likewise them bring the docile slave them too from Jamaica to America, the Caribbean. So we have always been an interconnected. We assimilate within I and I self. And as time goes by, when you start develop boundaries now and labels from land spaces, what we call Jamaica and America, and then the political system now, we come back in America now as farmers, or we call it immigrants. And likewise, American come to Jamaica and we correlate, and we assimilate, and we amalgamate. For the people who call themselves foundation of black Americans, so know this too. Caribbean people have always integral within the American struggle, from the American Revolution all the way through. Caribbean people has always given to America for the greater good of America. So this FBA Foundation of Black American divisive attitude got to go. And likewise, the Jamaican black superiority ideology, Caribbean superiority have to go. Because it's going to do us no good. You know what I mean? And when I talk about I mentioned Jamaicans a contributor, or Caribbean people, and I say Jamaican, and not just Jamaican alone, Caribbean people contributing to America. It goes far, from the David Savory to the Martin Delaney. I just some names me I listen. If you go in at the musical vibration, you have that lady when them call Celia Cruz. You know what I mean? You have poetry. I'm going to mention Claude McKay. You have Marcus Garvey, who the red, black and green flag where it's flown so embrace and flown so proud within the black community. That's an author, Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? And you have I mentioned a whole heap of names, you know. Some of them I can't remember off of the top of my head, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, these ones and ones here contributed to America. And America in general now, the strong nationalistic or the black identity in America, if it was for these ones and ones, you know, trust me, and rest assured, America would not identify. A matter of fact, they would have identified the said ideology that when they talk about the foundation of black American ideas, divides separatist ideology. That birth that, you know, because they want to disconnect. You see me, I come from, they want to disconnect from that with the wider black nation African community. You know what I mean? And this, and may I show you, so may I go on an example for sure to say this FBA ideology is divisive. I mean, I show you. I mention, like I mentioned Martin No Martin Luther King. Him is another ancestor who pay the price too. For the blackness. Recently, them have the George Floyd vibration where they murder George Floyd. And FBA, this take this as a wake-up call to and take note. It becomes a global. Black people all over the world identifying with injustice, police murder and murder black people in America. At will. Stand up with America behind the George Floyd saga. So it wasn't just foundation of black Americans, it becomes a global issue. A black people issue all over. Anywhere black people reside, you have the device they must speak out and you see it on the social spaces. So when you was domesticated and not having a civil rights era, so to speak, may I show you something? Because maybe on a busy focusing on the wrong issues. And I would like to use the music vibration. Jamaica, America influenced Jamaica musically and Jamaican influence America influentially. I want to stop behave as if Uno is above being influenced by anyone, or maybe it is that this FBA idea the only person can influence on our white people and Uno accept influence from white people, but Uno can't accept influence from the black people. People look like Uno. Because it seems like this is the idea, a divisive ideology behind FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. Them not have no problem with white man, but them have a problem with. I mean, I show a thing too. I want to look into a story. Because I have a nice story too. Because I want to remember this, you know. If it wasn't for the Haitian Revolution, slavery would never been abolished. Because the northern, recessive, aggressive people got scared when them see the potential of a unified black army, we were called the Haitian Revolution. And this make the slick ones, them when later on them identify them and give them credit now as the abolitionists. Recognize it best you nip it before all of them, because you have to remember, you know, ionize them maroon them there too, you know, at any minute. And in a Suriname, you have the maroon them too. You have all of these different, in Brazil, the Palenques them. You hear me? You have these people, maroon people, them people, resistors. All over, even in Cuba, you have the maroons them. In a way you call it Shotai in a Spanish speaking countries them. Maroons they all over the place, resistors, and that is what Rastafari represent. They was always there. So back to the point where I make and show and say, yo, stop the divisiveness, because when you divide, let me tell you the end result. Because in the clamor in the 60s, Foundation of Black Americans, let me show you something within one story. Because I have a nice story. This is what happened. Them gave on civil rights and them end with segregation. Them trick on and give on integration. And what integration do? When segregation existed, you have Black Wall Street, you have black people, you have your own. Remember, repeat, you had your own car industry. The Peterson motor car, black people won't make it and own it. Rival the Ford motor car. You have a man like Marcus Garvey in a them time there too. We could have audacious enough to want to buy 3 ships under the UNIA banner. And was getting full support from black people in America. On had on own business, on own superman, on had everything for herself. And then on a clamor for each up with the white man, because I don't want to be so much like the white man. What happened to you? Destroy on the economy. the black community in America, economy has been on a world tour ever since, because now on a strive to do everything like white people. On a want to wear them brand, on a want to go into them community, on a fight. And what them do? Them take on in, absorb and destroy your economy. So now you don't have nothing for yourself anymore. And yet still now you have become the biggest spender in America, but yet you own nothing. When in the 1920s and in that era, before on desegregate, before on adapt the integrationist mindset, on I don't own everything. To the point where white people, bad mind, jealous, and they destroy Tulsa, Greenwood. It was because of the successfulness Black Wall Street, them draw card, racist card pound and destroy the community. And now we have no example. Look how many billions here we have. Even in the recent, let me show you. When we continue with the divisive mindset and a strive with this foundation of Black American ideologies, this is what I'm. On a bird people like Puff Daddy. On a bird people like Oprah Winfrey. On a bird people like Tyler Perry. But all them do, them exploit the black mass. But yet still on working for a white master. This way all of that end up to, because guess why? On money is not accumulated and organized and centralized within the black community. It's individualized. And this is where this is part of the divisive mindset. And this is the device of the foundation of Black American. Because when you say anything America, the mainstream America, which is the northern recessive aggressive, people them decide to do to you. You not have no help. Because guess why? Because you is superior to every other black people. You don't need nobody else. You want to isolate yourself. You want to identify as American. Let me ask you a question. This is the direct crime. This is not for the Nocturnals them, and the Denmark, Vassie and them, Because those are the resistors and the Panthers. The resistors that a mindset is still in America, We are talking about the foundation of Black American, where all on the strive to do is to please on master. And you don't even realize it. When on the finish becoming foundation of Black Americans, I ask you a question. America is a state, right? And when you hear mainstream American attack, them not have to identify themselves as foundational Black American. It should be just one America, period. I am American. Like in a Jamaica. In a Jamaica, our thing, out of many one people, So when you hear Jamaica, you identify as a Jamaican. Most people are when them wake up on a northern aggressive, recessive Jamaican. Them shocked for no say, because them always think that most Jamaican black. And if you even broke up an Asian, what we call Chinese. You have them too, but them develop a motto that we coalesce with every one of our different nationalities and ethnic groups in Jamaica, and we call ourselves Jamaican. And it's an outer many, but as far as I'm concerned, the outer many is still a trick within the black Jamaicans. Because the outer many, when they check it out, one set of people rule Jamaica same way. But them just develop the outer many, so you feel special and apart, but nonetheless you have no power. Or your power is regulated. You don't have no power, you're regulated to become servants. And every now and then a different individual might rise up within the ranks of the outer many. And when you go up in the power base of the outer many, it's brown or white, light-skinned Jamaican people who identify as Jamaican. And they are nationalistic too and patriotic to Jamaica. But we could go back now to the argument with the FBA Foundation of Black Americans. Why una for be Foundation of Black? Why not just identify as Americans? You know why you can't identify as Americans? Because the people who govern and have the power in America dominate, which is the mainstream, northern recessive, aggressive people Them don't soon as that. Only time on our Americans is when them were ready for no go dead on them battlefield in them wars. Or them are utilize it for their benefit. Other than that, you're black. And they are the reasons why we identify and come up with the blackness. And under the foundation in America, yes, I don't contribute as far as black history in America goes now. But black no time was ever alone or separate. Caribbean people, immigrants was always there. Hidden in the struggle. It's only difference of the psychology probably different because on a more program towards identifying and don't realize it. On identify more with the white master. And this is why Jamaican come and call on a Yankee. And on turn and call coconut and banana boat and all these other different monkey and all these other kind of derogatory terms we're going to use. And when I realize it's a disservice, this divisive mindset is a disservice to one and all. A full time don't recognize the game. And it must be eradicated. And as far as I am concerned, Rastafari is the sound to eradicate that divisive mindset. Because Rastafari represent, if you want to go blackness, divine blackness, black, and if you want your black, your spirit black or within in the physical, Rastafari represent and Rastafari give you a divine. And your divine look like you where you can see and see greatness within yourself. The greatest self-esteem booster. As a man, a black man tried into the diaspora in the Western world. Within the 20th century, the 19th, 20th century, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. As a proper role model. Where I and I can relate to him because he look like I and I. Within the blackness. And this is what Rastafari always advocate. The unification. Marcus Garvey said one God, one aim, one destiny. And I father is Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie I. Jah Rastafari come and tell us about organize and centralize, which we have yet to be done. But Rastafari is the vehicle to organize and that bring in that one accord. Oneness. Unity. This is what Rastafari is about. And we're resisting the northern recessive aggressive people them. We're constantly oppressed in more ways than one. The shackles gone. But the new shackle now are money, economic oppression, that's what we're under. See where I come from? So on the foundation of black Americans, when you know continue the divisive mindset at the end, you no return on yourself into oppression. Because when you isolate yourself, where your alliance going to be? Most of the resources, the place where you are disconnected from your very own masters of them foot in the continent for the natural resource we build some of the modern technology on a phone and all these different things. When you disconnect from that, what are you going to left with? You see? And that's the problem. The mindset, the divisive mindset got to go. See where I come from? So I don't have no problem with you being proud of being an American, don't get me wrong. As you can't ever say America, you have to say foundation of black American. I don't have a problem with that as a Jamaican. But I is a Jamaican, but I through the lens of Rastafari. Because Rastafari is that Ankh Nation mindset. I not trying to be nothing like the white people. I don't even want them psychology. It's just a true circumstances I in the diaspora because of that diabolical enterprise called the transatlantic slave trade that brought captives and turned captives into slaves. And the slave mind, them will call themselves foundation of black Americans and Jamaicans today. But I are Rasta representing the resistance. And I will always and forevermore resist until I get it together in the oneness and one accord. And Rastafari is that vehicle I choose. Because it reflects I, it represents I, it is I. None of them can come take it from I. Because they never gave it to I. This is Rastafari in its essence. And this is what I represent. Yeah man, the ancestors them too much bloodshed has been shed for I in a 2024 for a farm food. And continue with the divisive mindset. the divisive mindset why they was able to come into the continent and took over and brought I over here. A division caused that. Because when we was one, we dominated, we rule. We create civilization, we never dominate and oppress people. When we come, we show them the right way. As the ancient them do. That's why the Greeks them can extol the greatness of Ethiopia, the land where the gods love to be. Because I was a people who civilize, we build civilization, we never come to dominate and oppress. We elevate people. We are not like these northern recessive aggressive people who want to desire them have to do. It's to tramp upon your rights and tramp upon your oppressor and dominator and suck your resources like the vampire that they are. And then turn around and tell you that you are nothing. You are contributing nothing to civilization. I will never be that people, and Rastafari will never be that. And that is what Rastafari is of the bloodline and the DNA of the ancient order. Communalism. But we have to resist this white oppression, white domination. And this is what Rastafari is against. That's why we resist, and that's why we take on the name Rastafari. We have to reclaim and restore I and I self. And Rastafari is the restorer, the reclamation for doing just that. So Lord Jamaican and the FBA, Foundation, Black American, and the rest of them and the divide on the need for go and move up and stop the division and try to divide them. Because the resistance and the Black Panther ideology, our mindset still in America. The nocturnal mindset still in America. As I said, mindset they are full of them prison right now and you call them thugs and gangs. That is the mindset, but they are just misguided. Because they don't want to be, they want to have their own identity. That's why them take an identity, then call themselves Crips and them call themselves Blood. You know what I mean? But all of those identities destructive to the blackness. Because at the end of the day, what you identify in the long run, destroy yourself. And when who are not dead are end up in the prisons and who are benefit? Your enemy. If you identify, let me show you, if you identify with the nation of Islam, when it's all said and done, you know, Allah run that, you know, in a blackness, you know. And who is the majority Muslim in the world? Definitely not you black people. So at the end of the day, who rule Islam? White people. Them just call themselves Arabs. So there you go again. And if you turn over and you say, you are a Hebrew Israelite. When the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you are going to return to Israel and who you have a faith and who's ruling Israel right now? A white man when he call himself a Jew. A Israeli now. So once again, you have to return to your master, somebody who rules over you. And when you say Christianity, you're Christianity. When you come back down to it again, who rule Christianity? The head of the Christian community who's what? A white man when them call the Pope. But a white people dominated. It sit down at the seat of power and that. So there you go again. You're returning, you're re-enslave yourself. But when you say Rastafari, identify Rastafari. Who's your master? You. A black divinity. Look like you. Bird from white oppression and domination. That created you and you declare and say, no. I am Rastafari. That's just, this is the difference between Rastafari and all other black ideology school at all. And this is Rastafari ever bring to the table. And I tell them, say, yo, stop the divisive mindset. It's the divisive mindset that brought us over here and turned captives into slaves. And this is that divisive mindset now. I rear it said now and I call itself FBA, Foundation Black American. And that is ideology is going against the resistance. Which is I and I Rastafari. It's the same mindset what Khalid Muhammad have too. You see where I come from? It's the same mindset when enough of the young youths, the Panthers, European youth and them man them. You know what I mean? Because they wanted what? To show us that black people is relevant and black people can be powerful. The foundation of black Americans. When you identify foundation of black Americans, what is the end result? You're a black man in America. who controls you? Would you ever become powerful in America? And the question is, how can you be powerful in America when you're a minority? If power should be given through votership, you will never rule America because you're a minority in America. Before America let you outnumber them, because guess why? You rapidly birth more than white, the northern recessive aggressive people, you know. You black people have more kids. So before me I show you a thing, before they let you outbreed them take on the next person who's going to be identified as white is a Latino. Because if you check out America history, you know, the Irishman was scanned upon, you know. He was known as the niggers of Europe, and when you check him bloodline too, they know why them call them niggers of Europe. You know why? Because them root was blackness. You know what I mean? And it started before that, but if you want to go to the Spanish Armada where they invade England and get a natural disaster, a storm come and mash up, enough of them end up into what them call Ireland, the Irish coast. And enough of them stay up there and interbreed. You see where I come from? So this is why them call them, yeah, when you go into them history, this is why them call them the niggers of Europe. And when them come in America, the Anglo-Saxon Americans look down upon them. They was under the white Anglo-Saxon. But later on as time progressed in America and everybody congeal and conglomerate, them coming at the whiteness, under the banner of whiteness. Likewise the Italians too. Them never rate the Italians them. Because the Italians them foundation, you go all the way back to Hannibal. When Hannibal Barca and them general them go up in a Rome and defeat Rome. Well, and occupy, let me not say them never defeat them, occupy Rome for a time. The black people them up there are breed up with them. And this is how you get the Italians. And this is why when you call it the northern Italians them don't like what you call the Sicilians them. Because them dark skin, but them not say them black, you know, them say them olive skin. I see them blackness. Them bloodline is very much interconnected with Africa. And the foundation of them place really is black people same way. But we are giving most recent history. But we'll go back into America, you foundational black Americans, we identify themselves as foundation. May I show on the side, me slow walk when I show you say, only forever be servants in America with the attitude we not develop. This divisive mindset. No. The Italians them know, they are considered white. Right? Even the Sicilians them to come under the banner of whiteness. Them not have the mongrelized banner of being black. Because them rather call them olive than call black. And when they say black, black is more identified with Africa. But now, them come under the banner of whiteness. And them breed them way. Because them continue to interbreed with white Anglo-Saxon. Or them interbreed with the Irish them. And them interbreed with the Jews them too. Because the Jews them was a part of that. The Jews them was never considered white before. They always look on them as mongrel and bastard. The Jews, the Italians, and the Irish them was always looking at mongrel and bastards. But now in America, them come under the banner of whiteness. And now, the Latinos them now, in a minute, before America alone if surpass them in a birth rate, they are going to adapt. The Latinos and a little bit from this, the Latinos is going to be white. So you foundational black Americans, what is going to be your position? Them gave on a president named Barack Obama. What have Barack Obama done for the black community? And him couldn't really do nothing, even if he wanted to. Because he did not have the power, he was just the face of the presidency. And the presidency represent white supremacy. But them tricky on that democracy and votership make you feel like you're a part. But you have no power. And so when you tell about your foundation and black Americans, what exactly is that? What exactly does that mean in terms of power? Don't you want to rule for yourself? Or you continue want to be servants? And now you want to, with your black superior mindset, you want to separate yourself now. And you want to make a big issue about it's a foundation black Americans create hip-hop. Jamaicans have nothing to do with it. Jamaicans didn't create it as if only you guys alone can create. And then when you turn around and frown upon the Caribbean community, the immigrant community. Don't you recognize that without immigrants, who bear the brunt of the disrespect, like when you turn on and disrespect we and call we all kind of names, reflecting your master. And when I talk about deliberate, the foundation of black American idea, that divisive psychology, I now talk about the roots. The youth them in America, they are black Americans, they know them culture and know them roots. I now talk to them. I talk about this divisive mindset here. Where we're not run around with now all kind of indigenous and all of this crap. We don't want to disconnect yourself from the African roots. If you are indigenous to America, you're going to be an indigenous servant. This is where you're in a position there. Only thing you don't want to be superior to all of the black people. But yet still you don't want to be superior to your master. And you will never be able to be superior to your master because you think like a slave, so you're going to wait for your master. And as slaves, foundation of black Americans is the mindset of slaves who are willing to destroy other black people but stand up firm and strong with them with a recessive, northern recessive aggressive master. Is that the position? Is that where Martin Luther King died for? Is that what that Malcolm X died for? Is that where Stockpecker and Michael? Is that where Rock Brown? Is that where Mumia serve time in a prison right now for? For no turn on and disconnect from the African, the Ankh nation, so-called African heritage. And I talk about say, a foundation of black American. The foundation of black America is Africa. Because the Olmec civilization was there. When you check out the roots, a lot of before on the enslaved in 1492 when Isabella and Ferdinand controlled Spain and destroyed Granada, enough of the sailors them, the captains them, and enough of the ships them are black people. The Moors them. Yeah, the Moors them escape out of Spain and the Jews them too. Enough of them coming to the islands, coming to America too. Escaping the Spanish Inquisition. Everything interconnected, and we are interconnected in so many different ways, from different timelines. But nonetheless, the blackness is always there. So nothing is wrong with wanting to identify as founders of black Americans. Like I say, you can own up America all you want, but in America you'll always be a servant because you'll always be a minority. And if you are going to vote and win your liberation through democracy, so to speak, you will never have your liberation because you will always be a minority. That's just a simplistic part of it, Foundation of black Americans. You will never have your liberation because you, if you go through democracy where America represents right now, you is always a minority. So at the end of the day, you will always be a servant. And a few individuals might rise up and them use them as tokens to prove, say, there's no risk. Look at Barack Obama, look at Oprah. But at the end of the day, you all have no power. And a man without power can't rule. Because any day, like back on the plantation day, when the master decides he want your wife, he can come and take your wife, he can come take your daughter, he can do anything you want, and he can enslave you by sending your youth to prison. This is why them set up all of the traps with the drug game and all these different things and gang. And the music where them allow to be permeated in the airwaves today would have breed the seeds of destruction for your children. And then monetize your music now for destroy you. Pay destruction the music represent now. Flossing, drugs, guns, death, whorism, pay deviant behaviors. This is what the music represent now. Where's the message in the music? The message of pure destruction. And who are the victim of the message in the music? You see them when I want to identify foundation of Black Americans. Because it is your children that is filling up the prison, the new plantation. Because under the Constitution of America, you are a slave when you go to prison. And who mostly fill up the prisons down? Black and Latino people. Mostly. And before them allow you to give you, they are going to turn the Latinos into whites. So where that ever leave you? Because if them turn Jews into white and them turn Italians into white and them turn Irish into whites, under the political banner whiteness, what can stop them from allowing the Latinos to become white? You can never be identified as white because you're black. The only one of you is going to escape being white is the one them, just like how you find the football players them know, the ones that with the money. The poor class white girls them are marry them now. And at the end of the day, Marcus Turner becomes traitor to your race because all of your wealth turn and go back to white people. See Kobe Bryant wife there. Eh? And them eventually they will go, would assimilate under the banner of whiteness through them skin tone. But the outright black one like my shirt, you will never be able to. Because you can't be white because your skin alone say you're not white. So where will your power base be? And these are the things that got to be stopped, and we have to eradicate that mindset and develop that oneness. And this Rastafari is all about. You know me, I say so large Jamar and the rest on the FBA and no need to stop on the crap. We are one people. We always just domicile to different land spaces that them call America and Jamaica and the Caribbean. But if it wasn't for that diabolical enterprise called the transatlantic slave trade, we would have been, or we are, or we is one people. It's just the mindset. Different land space with domicile to different cycles, but the cycles that we have developed reflect. When you call yourself American and Jamaican, you reflect the white colonial master. In England and in America. Look how they operate. You have Jamaicans that don't identify with Africa. You have black Americans who do not identify with Africa. Even some of them call Africans stink. I ain't no stinking Africans. See where I come from? This is the foundation of black American attitude. And when you not identify with the foundation of black, you're not Hebrew Israelites. And you're Moors. And like me repeat again, when you check the ratio and go beyond the scenes of Hebrew Israelites and Moors, or Islam for that matter, white people control all those institutions. So once again, you're a servant all over again. The only difference is on renounce one slave master for another. Only thing one speak Arabic, or one speak Hebrew or Judaism. And I don't care if I don't want to identify if I say I was black before. Hebrews black people. Hebrew people in the Bible, as far as I'm concerned, they are oppressors. They always go against Africa, starting with Abraham, starting with Noah, but and Jacob and Joseph and the whole of them. When you check out them story, them always anti-African. So I can identify with them. But if that make you feel special to you are a Jew, well, go ahead. Hebrew, go ahead. But at the end of the day, you will be dominated by a white master. And my case in point, the Damona Hebrew Israelites, and right now, them have to go up on the battlefield. They don't have, they might assimilate them through military for go fight them wars and put them on them battlefield, but them don't have no power. Because anytime the Israeli ready to tell them so them have to leave, them have to leave. And the only place you get prestige is in the military. They might use it for sports and music. You're not going to have any power in Israel. So where you identify and watch it now. Just one slow walk on the for sure fool on the Israel. When you identify Hebrew Israelites, first and foremost in America, you don't have no power. So how it is that you are going to have weapons even so if you want to take over Israel? Because one of the original is Hebrew Israelites. So no one going to take, oh, you're going to take it over. You can't take it over because you don't have nothing. You are just a body in America that through you're confused. Through the diabolical enterprise that took your identity and eradicate and destroyed everything that is you. Now you identify with a biblical, fictitious biblical people. And now in a real time, these people now who dominate in Israel is white people. And them build Israel for them. How are you going to take over that? And to begin with, you don't have a foundation because you don't have a land base. In the very foundation of Black Americans where you want to call yourself, you have no power. Because any minute now, if America decides to imprison all black people, you will be in prison like how them did the Japanese them in a World War II. And you have no say so. And if them decide to tell the police them to murder every last one of you can't defend on yourself. So you see the fruitlessness in what I promote. That's how stupid it is. All of these different ideologies we're not developed when I call black school of thought. All of them return back on to the master. But they want to say Moors, but they want to say Hebrew Israelite. At the head of the stream of Islam is white people. At the head and stream of Judaism, Hebrewism, whatever, are white people. At the head and stream of Christianity are white people. At the head and stream of Rastafari is black people. So in a sense, Rastafari is the way. I declare the divine blackness, and everything about Rastafari is black. So you come talk about foundation of Black American what? You know, say the idea that you end up being a servant. At the head and stream of America is northern recessive aggressive people, what I call white people. So what is the purpose of being foundation of Black Americans? What is the purpose of that? To identify with. And when America ready for kicking in your face, who is going to help you? If you don't becomes global, becomes one within the one I call a blackness, so-called blackness. Starting with the continent of Africa and the Caribbean and everywhere the diaspora where black people reside, we're connected as one people through the banner of Rastafari. Because this is where Rastafari promote the oneness of blackness, the divine blackness. When they declare Rastafari, declares Imperial Master Emperor Haile Selassie I, you have officially declared to them that you are not a slave. Because you have no master. You're creative, you're divine, we work through you. Because that's the only way you're going to get a liberation, it has to go through you. And this is what Rastafari represents. And we declare Jah Rastafari as I and I divine. And Jah will work through I and I to fix this. And part of the fixing I and I declare right now, we have to eradicate the divisive mindset and come into that one accord. And that one accord is Rastafari. Yeah. And that is the word sound. So, like I say again, if you want to own, for argument's sake, you FBA, so you don't want to own rap music. Or who control rap music? Yeah, you get the title. So, oh, you Americans, you black Americans created rap music. Who make the most money out of rap music? Is it you? No. Who control it? White people. So what? You get credit, say you start rap music. Whoopie-doo. I know you own it. And that is the case in point again. Everything that you want to own or take credit for, I want to declare your superiority, your black superiority. At the end of the day, there's a master over you. Because black American superiority, a white man are kicking your ass. So you have no power. Only thing you have to strut and declare your black superiority above all other black people say you're superior. Is that what you want? Whoopie-doo. Go right ahead. Claim it. But at the end of the day, you have no power. Rastafari want power. Rastafari is going to create. Rastafari will declare our divine and knows our divine. Jah Rastafari is going to work through I and I to accomplish that which I and I will. And I knows that I is nothing without that Ankh Nation continent, what them call Africa. Because it possesses most of the resources that make most of these civilizations, this northern aggressive white people, empires, functionable. It's true I and I. But yet what? I can't see it. Them destroy Black Wall Street through what? Integration. Destroy the black economy. I know everything you strive to be. You want a big house, you want to go live in Beverly, you want to live in Martha's Vineyard, you want Gucci, you want everything you want. Our white people say it is cool and fashionable. You want Bentley, you want Rolls Royce, but yet you're not making your own. If you don't create your own, that means you're going to spend. And then when you spend, you are empowering your enemy. This what integration have done to the black economy. Where is the Black Wall Street today? Where is the the Greenfield? The Peterson motor cars today? Where are our motor cars there? Where's the audaciousness as a Marcus Garvey to own 3 ships, even though them sabotage him? But yet still he had the audacity. In 2024, where are our ships? Where are our Peterson motor cars? We have none. But yet still, if you take most of these manufacturing plants, behind the scene, black people contribute to most of the technology. But it's not done in the collective. So you're individualized. That's why Americans, the first American president, the first American baseball player, the first black American this, the first black American that. And that's all your credit. That's all the credit you want? In the fine print? You don't want it big and bold, say you own America. Which you will never own America. Because America, the northern recessive, aggressive white people who own America right now, they slaughter the indigenous, the Native American for that. And they enslave you, bloodshed. So you think they are going to give it to you? You will never. And them set up them system, and at the system, the aim of them system, even when them say democracy, you will never have the seat of power. Because they are the majority in America. So what are you regulated to? Always a servant. But if you connect to the diaspora and the continent, you stand a better chance. Because you are no longer standalone, you are no longer individualized. When you are foundation on black Americans and you want to identify with America alone, you have disconnected yourself from the wider community where we honor the banner of blackness. So you end up lose. This is why they killed Malcolm X, because Malcolm X recognized, say, the civil is a domestic issue. This is why he wanted to go to the UN, to bring America up on human rights charges in America. But they killed him under the guys using again black skin, the Nation of Islam, as the fall guys. And that will always be your position. A minority in America. So if you want to call yourself foundation of black America, whoop you do. But you are still a servant, you are still a slave. 2024, you still have the mindset of a slave. And likewise, you Jamaicans, we call yourself Jamaican and Caribbean, Caribbean, Jamaican national superiority. Black superiority. On the same thing too. On a slave. Your master is England, Britain, and them control you. So you're still a slave. Rastafari is I and I one. Rastafari is I and I one master. I and I one divine is black. To the core, to your soul. Rastafari is I and I soul stitch. So until such time, I'm going to seal it up with that. Jah Rastafari without apology. Sealer.